You guys can come on up. I'm on the on next circle. That's okay. You guys can come on up. Don't be scared of. Carolyn. You guys all ready? Well, good afternoon, everybody, and thank you all for coming on, yes, a very cold day. A day that is only a week that is only going to get colder and colder over the coming days, and I am well prepared with my winter gear, ready to go for these very cold temperatures. And as you all know, this is a very serious matter because a winter storm is moving across our entire country, and Louisville will likely be impacted in ways beyond just traditional cold weather. So here at our Emergency Operations Center, where we are today, we are operating at a level 1 alert status to monitor the weather system today and over the coming days. And we're taking active steps to keep everyone safe so that we get through what are likely dangerously cold temperatures. So first, we're going to get some of the details about what we can expect over the coming days. And so I'd like to introduce somebody that you all know well, John Gordon from the National Weather Service, who's going to give us an update on the weather and the upcoming forecast. John?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Yeah, folks, this is crazy. We got about everything except pestilence and locusts. We have a lot of cold rain today. And then you think, well, where's it? We have a high wind warning. What's going on? Where is it? Well, it's coming. It's coming between 3 and 7 p.m. The winds are going to really pick up. So we got a lot to cover. So today, a lot of rain, cold rain. We're going to have 1 to 1.5 inches of rain. This afternoon, the low will pivot to the north. Deep low pressure comes down. The wind's going to blow. It's an Oklahoma skirt alert. Winds are going to be gusting to 50, 55 miles an hour. If the sun comes out, they'll be gusting up to 60. Very, very windy. The rain will transition to maybe some flurries. Not a big deal. Talked to my folks at Metro Parks, kind of worried about all that rain. Gets cold. Temperature goes below 32. So black ice in the morning and some of the typical bridges, overpass, low spots is definitely on the table. Tomorrow's not a big deal. Tomorrow night, the Arctic cold front the mayor just spoke about. If you don't believe it's cold, I want you to look at Des Moines and Wichita, Kansas City, all the places up northwest. It's coming. Trust me, 100% guarantee it is coming, the cold air. Much worse to the northwest. Much worse. All right, so tomorrow night as that Arctic cold front comes in, we could have a very short window of a little bit of snow, worst case 0.1. Most of it will be a trace, not a big deal overall. And then with the cold air comes down, as that front comes down Saturday night between 6 and 9 p.m., what's going to happen? We're going to go below 32 degrees from tomorrow night around 6 to 8 o'clock all the way to Thursday at 1 or 2 o'clock, below 32 degrees. That's cold, right? Cold, gelid, G-E-L-I-D, cold. So Sunday will be cold during the day. Sunday night, the first of the second systems that pivot up from the southwest, they'll come in. We'll have an opportunity for a little snow Sunday night, Monday. I don't think it's going to be a big deal. It's the one Monday night into Tuesday that I'm kind of concerned of accumulating snow. I know we got snow lovers and snow haters in this room, but maybe we'll make everyone happy at once. So then it's just cold, C-O-L-D, all week long, dangerously cold. If we get a little snow, it'll be colder. If we don't get as much snow, it will just be typical wind chills, 5 below to 5 above. But if we get some snow, it could be up to 10 below. So let's go on. We got a high wind warning up everywhere. It's for this afternoon. Prime time, 3 p.m. to 8 p.m. Whole area. It's going to be from the south. So if you're going east-west, 18-wheelers that are have no loads, big problems. They'll be flying off. I'm telling you, it's going to be very windy this afternoon. So pay attention, falling limbs, falling debris, garbage cans, whatever, trampolines, never do good. All right, thunderstorms are possible mainly down in Tennessee. I don't think the sun's going to come out. I think this is a little bit overdone. I think if we do get an enhanced shower, the winds will come down more. The winds, 3 to 7 p.m. is the time I'm really watching, all right? All right, chances of the winter systems. Based on these 3 systems I already spoke about, the best probabilities are down south. The one we're really watching is the one Monday night into Tuesday. The exact storm track is a little uncertain right now. We're looking at all things. One thing, Mr. Mayor, we look at is UPS data. They have all this weather equipment on their airplanes we look at to make good decisions. So most people don't even know that. Here it is. This is not a good slide. So you may want to cover your eyes. Let's look at Louisville. This starts on Sunday. These are the wind chills. If you go from Sunday, look at these numbers. 1, -3, 1, -1, -6, -8. Tuesday night into Wednesday is the night I'm most concerned. The homeless, make sure your dogs and pets have water. Things will freeze. Drip. That's what I always say. If you get down to 0 degrees, I drip my water. People say, that's a lot of water. I don't want my pipes frozen, do you? All right, wind chill probabilities. This is for -10. Our criteria is -10 to issue a wind chill advisory. It's in the 30 to 40% range on the Tuesday night, Wednesday. That's really predicated on how much snow we get, if we get any. Worst case is an inch-ish right now, okay? We'll see. All right, and the snowfall probabilities that I just mentioned, most of it's down south, downstate. We're right on the edge. We'll see how it happens. Looks like the main system, the system will come up from the Gulf of Mexico. Monday night, Tuesday, something to watch. All right, wind today. Everyone knows it's windy. The song by the association, it's windy today, period. Everyone knows it's windy. So, cold. Please wear several layers of clothing to protect yourself. This is coming. This is not propaganda. The real snow is coming. Jack Frost has changed his name to Jack Freeze. It's very cold. If you're in Anchorage, it will feel like more like Anchorage, Alaska next week. And I think that's it.
Great.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, John, for your always informative information there. This is critical information that we want everyone to be well aware of as we approach the coming days, and we appreciate you always looking out for Louisville and keeping us well informed. So it's very clear, as John said, it is going to be cold. We are going to get many gusty winds. We are going to see single-digit temperatures next week. It might even feel colder than that. It is going to be dangerously cold. And so everyone should limit their time outdoors and take this weather extremely seriously. We've been in contact with many partners preparing for this. One of those partners is LG&E, and they are closely monitoring the high winds in particular, and their crews will be on standby and are prepared to address outages as quickly and safely as possible if they happen as a result of the winds. And before we hear from Public Works on their plans to keep our roads safe, I want to mention a few other of our partner agency updates and resources that we are making available and working on as we approach these coming days. First, please note that Louisville Metro government buildings will be closed on Monday, January 15th, this upcoming Monday, in observation of Martin Luther King Jr. Day. And so that includes community centers and library branches. They will be closed on Monday, although they usually have served as warming centers in the past and will on the other days that I'll talk about in a second. During normal business hours, 8 neighborhood place locations throughout Louisville will be serving as warming centers for those needing to get out of the extreme cold. To find the nearest location, you can either call 311, you can call 574-5000, or you can visit our website, louisvilleky.gov/neighborhood place for those 8 locations that are going to be serving as warming locations. Also, Louisville Metro Parks and Recreation's 14 community centers, they will be open and operating as warming centers during their regular business and operating hours as well. So again, you can find that information on our website and the location and the times. The same goes for the 17 branches of Louisville Free Public Library. Public Library also serves as a warming location. They are open and operating during their regular hours over the coming days ahead. And if you don't want to visit a neighborhood place or one of our government facilities, we encourage you to visit an indoor mall, reach out to friends or family to stay with them if you don't have the appropriate shelter to be kept warm during what might be these dangerously cold temperatures coming up. You heard John mention about pet safety. Louisville Metro Animal Services has asked its residents to bring pets inside over these coming days during these extremely cold temperatures. If you absolutely have to keep your pet outside, Louisville Metro Animal Services will be handing out free straw to any Jefferson County resident to help keep your pet warm. And that straw can be picked up for as long as our supplies last, starting tomorrow, Saturday, January 13th, between noon and 4 p.m. at the Louisville Metro Animal Services location, their animal care complex located on Newburgh Road. That's 3528 Newburgh Road if you need straw for your animal, your pet that needs to be outdoors. Also, residents are urged to contact animal control to report pets that are left outdoors without proper shelter. And their number is 502-473-PETS. In terms of our roads, keeping our roads safe during extreme weather is critically important. We want everyone in Louisville to be able to get to work, to doctor's appointments, to the grocery stores, to do what they need to do as safely as possible. And so our Metro Snow Team will jump into action at any hour, any day, any time to make sure that it's safe for the rest of us to travel safely throughout our city. So next, let's hear from our Public Works Director, Jennifer Commissar-Kern, who's going to talk a little bit about what we're doing with respect to our road safety. Jennifer?
Thank you. More than anything, what I want to stress is how prepared we are. We have been getting ready for months. So our snow team is made up primarily with our in-house public work division. We've got our roads and operations, our solid waste, and our GIS team keeping everybody informed about what roads have been cleared, but also fully activated. Our snow fighters also include our sister agencies with KYTC, Metro Parks, Codes and Regulations, vacant lots, and those teams are prepared to run in 24-hour shifts until we are through the event. Just some reminders, if you do not need to be out, please stay home if you can. If you do need to leave your home and be on a road, please allow plenty of time. Our snow team, snow plows don't go very fast, so if one is in front of you, please leave some room and also allow additional time. If you are out and you identify any slick spots on the road, please, when you're in a safe space and not in your car, please report that to 311, and we can go out and we can take a look at those specific spots. Additionally, talking about the wind this evening, we will not be, in observance of the holiday, there will not be Urban Services waste collection on Monday. If your carts are out, please bring those in. We don't want anybody's carts to be rehomed, knocked over, damaged, and just stay safe out there.
Thank you so much, Jennifer. It takes a truly special team to go out and work long hours in challenging conditions to keep our roads safe. And so I'm so thankful to everyone on the Public Works team. I had a chance to meet with them many times over the past several weeks and months, and they are well prepared. And you might even, if we need them out on the roadways, you might even see some plows that have some great designs that some of our JCPS elementary school students adorned our snow plows with this year with a great project in partnership between JCPS and our Public Works Division. So I just want to thank all of them, everyone in our Parks Department that's on the snow team as well that assists with Public Works for keeping our roads safe when necessary. Next, we're going to hear from John Pilbeam. John and his team with the Homeless Services Division within our Resilience and Community Service Division are doing tremendous work to help support those who are in need and who are experiencing homelessness. And so John's going to talk a little bit about our efforts during this extreme weather condition. John?
Good afternoon. As Mayor said, John Pilbeam, Homeless Services Division. First, I want to tell you about our team. We have 8 outreach staff right now currently. They're out in the streets every day, meeting people where they're at. So they'll be out starting Sunday through the rest of this time we have the cold weather. So they will be providing transportation to our shelters. So if you see our folks out, it may take them a couple of times, right? It's 50 degrees outside right now, it's raining. So it may take a couple of times for us to visit those locations to help get those folks inside. So kind of the white flag, it is in effect today and will be in effect until temperatures drop below or get above 35 degrees with wind chill. You can tell that it's white flag by the flag that flies outside each of our white flag locations. If you're wondering whether it is white flag for the day, you can call 637 BEDS, the coordinated shelter access line. Our 2 white flag shelters are Salvation Army and Wayside Christian Mission. As always, we appreciate their hard work and dedication of their staff to provide this much needed service. We do have a couple of guests with us today that I'd like to try to recognize. In the south end of Louisville, Shane with Exodus Ministries is uniting with other South End outreach partners to help provide an emergency pop-up shelter during this time. You can contact Exodus Ministries if you know an individual in the South End needing of assistance. Brian McAdams and Vernon Nixon with St. John's Center are also with us today. St. John's recently was awarded our Winter Shelter Grant to help provide sheltering during these times for our most vulnerable unhoused individuals. Courtney with the Healing Place is also with us in attendance. The Healing Place seeks to transform the lives of people affected by the addiction or homelessness. We want to thank them for all they do during this time, especially during this week. If you are concerned about an individual that is unhoused and on the streets, starting today, please contact 311. They'll relay that information to us, and we'll get out there as quickly as we can. So again, our staff is out all day today, all out Sunday, and including Monday, the holiday, trying to get folks into warm shelters. Thanks.
Thank you so much, John, and to all of the partner agencies that were mentioned, as well as other partners like Coalition for the Homeless, who work to keep people safe year-round and particularly during these extreme weather events. Thank you all so much. It truly takes a lot of partnerships to make this happen. Now, we know one question on everybody's mind, on families' mind, particularly of younger kids, is will schools be open? So we have our partners from JCPS here. Carolyn Callahan is going to help give some answers about what they are thinking about and what they are preparing for over the coming days. Carolyn, thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Mayor. Good afternoon, everyone. Carolyn Callahan, Chief of Communications for Jefferson County Public Schools. So first of all, our teams are ready in all aspects of this. So we have our plant operators are doing daily checks already of our facilities. We have more than 150 buildings throughout JCPS. Because of the increased cold temperatures and the high winds, they're doing those daily checks just to go through the buildings and make sure that there is no damage that needs to be addressed immediately. We are also in constant contact and communication with LG&E. We have trailers loaded with generators and with extra lighting in case we have any power outages. We are prepared to bring those to our schools. We have excess bottled water on hand and a distribution plan if we need those. We have 22 trucks with salt spreaders and plows ready to go, and I'm told by our operations team that that is the largest number of trucks that we have had prepared in a year for a situation of any inclement weather. We coordinate consistently with Louisville Metro and the National Weather Service, and we have teams who are monitoring the possible inclement weather as it's coming our way. So will we have school? We don't have that answer yet. Of course, we are off on Monday, so there is no school on Monday in observance of MLK Junior Day. The decision on Tuesday will be made by 5 a.m. Tuesday. Families will receive notification if there is no school through text messaging, emails, through our website, through their school communication platforms as well. Watch our social media pages. As we announced to our families yesterday, we do plan to use NTI, non-traditional instruction days, as much as possible during inclement weather this year. So what does that mean? It means that those days are not snow days. It's not the typical snow day that you have to make up then in the summer. They're NTI days, so students will be doing work during those days. Schools sent out that information to all of their families yesterday. This is asynchronous learning, which means students won't be logging on and doing live instruction. They have been given the instructional materials. They will do those at home on their own time, and they will bring those instructional materials completed back to school on the next day that we have school in person. So again, no decision has been made at this point about Tuesday. That decision is made. It will be made by 5 a.m. on Tuesday morning. NTI days, again, we have 10 of those that we are allowed to use. So we are planning to use as many as possible as needed in inclement weather. Our number one goal is always the safety of our students and our staff. So that is always what we keep in our mind when we're making these decisions. Some people might ask, well, why can't you make the decision now? Because as we heard, we don't know what the weather is going to do at this point. And if we can have our kids in school, that's where we want them to be if we can have them there safely. So again, parents, make sure that you are signed up for School Messenger, that your school has your correct contact information. That's a really important thing that we could ask parents to do today or this weekend is to log on to the parent portal and make sure that all of your information is updated so that you are absolutely getting all of the communication that I know you're going to be looking for on Tuesday morning if we are going to NTI. And of course, course, our media partners, we will, of course, let the media know, and they will relay that information to you as well. But again, we're working with our community partners. We are prepared. We are prepared to call in all shifts throughout the weekend and on the holiday if we need to do that. And if there is some snow, our snowplow team is ready to go. They will go to every facility. They do the entrances and the exits first. That's what they focus on. And then after they get that completed so that there is a clear entry and exit for every building, they go on and do some other work. So thank you. We appreciate you all sharing that information. And we do hope to have everyone in school on Tuesday, but we will be preparing that information for you by 5 a.m. Tuesday. Thank you.
Thank you, Carolyn, so much for that very helpful information that I know is the mind of all parents and guardians of JCPS students. Next, we're going to talk a little bit more about preparing to be safe and staying safe during these extreme cold conditions. So next up, we have Captain Donovan Sims from Louisville Fire Department to talk to us a little bit more about how we can prepare to stay safe. Captain Sims?
Thank you. Home heating. Home heating is the second cause of fires right after home cooking. We have to look, learn, and listen for where fires could start and listen for our smoke detectors. Know at least 2 ways outside of your house and have an action plan. Call 311 to request smoke detectors, and the fire company will come out and install them for you. As we enter this week, and as we know weather is going to be cold, people are going to heat their homes. If you're going to use a space heater, we strongly encourage you to keep your space heater away from any objects that can catch on fire. Keep a 3-foot radius around your space heater, and make sure you have a space heater that automatically shuts off if it is to tip over. Is it imperative that I do say, do not plug your space heaters into extension cords or power strips. Make sure your space heaters are plugged in to the wall outlet on its own. Turn off your space heaters if you're going to leave the room or if you're going to bed. For your furnaces and fireplaces, you need to maintain that equipment and make sure it is in a clean and ready state. Again, you want to keep that perimeter around it with a 3-foot space of safety. If you have a screen for your fireplace, please use that to prevent embers and sparks from jumping out. Do not burn paper in your fireplace and keep your fires small. If you have to use a generator in the case of emergencies during these storms, be sure to use your generator in a place that is outdoors and well ventilated and away from your home, any doors, windows, or any possible areas that can prevent gases from flowing back into your house. If you're going to connect any appliances to your generator, make sure you're using a heavy-duty extension power cord. If you have to operate your generator for a long time and have to refuel, please be sure to shut that generator down for 15 to 30 minutes to allow it to cool down before filling it back up. In the event of extreme weather conditions, we are all prepared. But it is imperative for the community to understand that you are a key component in keeping the homes and families safe, as well as your neighbors. Be vigilant and look out for others. Early and accurate notification is crucial to effective emergency response. Prepared and prevention goes a long way into keeping our community safe. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Captain. Really appreciate that incredibly helpful information. And we have seen in our community over the past month that fire prevention is incredibly important. Fire not only damages property, but can also take lives, as we've unfortunately seen here. And so please heed those warnings and do everything to stay safe. And our final partner with us here today is someone who you all know well, Executive Director of Louisville Metro Safe, Jody Myman. And Jody's going to talk a little bit more about how people can stay aware of everything that's going on over the coming days, not just this week, but all of the time to prepare for emergencies and be aware of what's going on in our city. Jody?
Thank you, Mayor. So as you've heard, we've got some stuff coming in, and these can create some hazardous conditions, both driving as well as at your home. So the biggest thing we want you to know is to prepare now. Don't wait until today if your power goes out. Don't wait until Saturday or Sunday or Monday when the snow comes. Don't wait until the week when the temperatures drop. Prepare now. Make sure that you and your family know what to do. Now's the time to assemble and update your emergency supply kits in your vehicles as well as your home. In your vehicle, Some things to consider are jumper cables, some type of reflective material to get someone's attention if you get trapped, ice scraper, car phone charger, cat litter or sand in case you need some better traction to get yourself out if you get stuck, snacks, bottled water. Leave home with a full tank of gas. You know, it's good now that's one of the preparedness things to do. Get a full tank of gas, that way you don't get stranded and run out of fuel. For your home, some things to consider: flashlights, first aid kits, batteries, water and food, extra food, prescription medications if you can't get to the pharmacy, and an extra cell phone charger or battery so that you can communicate with your family if you need be. We know weather can change, so pay attention to the changing conditions. John said earlier that it's not exactly sure what's going to happen, so make sure you sign up for Lens Alert to receive real-time weather updates, travel advisories, and safety information. You can text Lens Alert to 67283 to sign up, or you can go to louisvilleky.gov at the banner at the bottom, and there's a way that you can sign up as well. Or you can call 311, and they can help you get signed up for Lens Alert. You can also plan for any emergency by filling out your safety profile and go to Smart 911 or download the Smart 911 app, and that gives our 911 operators a heads up information when you call 911, and your information's already displayed on the screen when you call. So that's very helpful if you get an emergency and you need to call 911. Thank you.
Thank you, Jody. I do want to reiterate something that Jody just said, the importance of signing up for Lens Alert. As Carolyn was talking about with respect to JCPS and their system that they have to notify parents of guardians about things that are going on at JCPS, this Lens Alert system is an incredibly powerful tool that provides real-time emergency preparedness information to members of our community. There was an alert, I believe, that went out this morning that I saw when I woke up about the wind advisory that Lens Alert sent out to let people know. It also knows where you are, knows where you live, and so if there's something specific to your neighborhood where information is needed to be disseminated that might be related to very important geographically based information, it can let you know. We saw that last year when we were dealing with the situation on Applegate Lane in the southern part of our city. We were able to use Lens Alert to communicate with local residents. And so I really want to encourage people to sign up for Lens Alert. It's very easy to do, and it provides useful information at the times that you need information. So thanks again, Jody, for mentioning that. Thanks for everything that your team does. We'll get to questions in 1 second. One other request is that some of our homeless service providers are in need of additional supplies to help serve those who are in need. And so I want to encourage people to visit the social media pages of some of our partners who John mentioned earlier, like the Healing Place, like St. John's, Exodus, Volunteers of America, or others, as to how you can donate some supplies such as hats or gloves or hand warmers, hygiene supplies, and blankets to support those who are in need. Thanks to Councilman Ja'Cory Arthur for sharing this information, and we wanted to be sure to get this out as well so that others can help those who are in need. And finally, just a special thanks to our first responders, to all of our outdoor workers. I want to thank them for their efforts during these challenging times. I encourage everyone to stay warm, take this information, think about it, and take whatever steps are necessary to protect yourself. We really want to ensure that everyone stays safe during these upcoming cold temperatures. Please check on your family, your loved ones, again, your pets. Let's take care of each other so we can get through the upcoming days safely. And with that, we are all happy to take any questions that you all might have.
A question for Carol.
Yeah, don't be strangers, guys. Come on up.
Carolyn, is the decision that'll be made by Tuesday morning, is that based on snow and road conditions or the temperature? And is there a point where it's too cold for these kids to stand out at the bus stop?
Those are all things that we think of and we consider. So we look at how safe it is. We have to be able to safely get our kids to and from school and safely have them in our buildings. We want to make sure, and we also consider the temperature as well. I don't have that number for you, and I can get that information for you, more on that, but those are all aspects that we consider when making these decisions.
Similar to this question, I wanted to ask, was the decision factor in some of the transportation weather had to do with any of the transportation challenges that the district has been going through over the last half of the semester, this past fall year?
Can you clarify what you're asking?
Yes,
No, Monday is Martin Luther King Jr. Day, so the school is closed because of that. And then we have made the decision to do NTI because we have the availability to do that. And it does not prolong going into the summer for our students and staff that way.
Also, with these guides, will children need to have Wi-Fi access?
Nope.
Or is it just sending the folder back to school?
Yeah, there is no computer access needed, though our students do all have that access thanks to our one-to-one and our Chromebooks that have internet access provided for them. But no, as mentioned, they do not need internet access for that. My daughter's school sent home a packet. It was a folder filled with worksheets for her to do if we go into NTI, and then students are to bring that work back to the school on the first day that we go back. You're welcome.
Carolyn, are there any concerns about today when school kids are traveling from school because of the high winds? And if so, is there any decisions or plans to possibly close some schools early to stop that?
That would be an extreme situation. We've said moving forward this winter, it would be an extreme situation where we would dismiss early in any situation, but we are looking at that. Our bus drivers are trained in these situations as well, so I know that our operations team has been talking with our bus drivers, and safety is, of course, our top priority. But at this point, no, there is no decision or being made to close any school early today.
Question for John Philby. John, when the temperatures get this stage, do you still find people who refuse your offer to be transported to a warming shelter? And what does the city do to make sure these people don't die on the street?
It's repetition. It's going back to those same individuals over and over again, hoping that we can try to get them in. And our partners are doing the same thing. So, we are
And
out
what
there.
if they don't? Do you have people to check on them, or you give
We
them?
do, yeah, I mean, like I said, we're out. Our outreach staff will be out. All of our outreach partners are out, so we are constantly checking on those individuals.
Also, sir, I know the mayor had mentioned that you all have several places for people to go seek shelter. Do you have concerns on whether that will be enough between those places?
It should be. I think Wayside has over 200 white flag spots for folks to sleep, so we should have enough.
Another question for John. There have been multiple homeless encampments that have been cleared recently, especially now that we're hitting those colder months. It can be really, like you said, really dangerous
Yes.
for these folks to be out in the street. Have these people already been transported to shelters? Is there a process for them happening already?
Yes. So St. John's is one of our partners that is helping us during those relocations. We are also having our outreach staff hit those locations multiple times, multiple weeks before those relocations happen. Thanks.
Are there any challenges for Public Works while they're trying to treat these roads with these really low temperatures?
I'm going to have Jennifer come up and answer that. First, I'm going to bring up Sal real quickly, who's going to provide a little bit of Spanish translation here I'm sorry? Yeah, we're going to briefly summarize some of this information for our Spanish-speaking residents, and then Jennifer can come up and address your question.
I can also answer that question.
Oh, okay, Sal. Perfect.
If you want me to.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we can answer that. You want me to answer it? So low temperatures question. Anytime the temperature drops below 25 degrees, we go into we transition from just applying salt or any other materials to calcium chloride. So what that does is it breaks down any icing potential and turns it into a slush. So that is, another tool that we have at our disposal to make sure that we continue on that effort to keeping our roadways safe. Good? All right. So I'll present a summary to our Spanish-speaking audience, as the mayor said. So if you give me less than a couple of minutes. Buenas tardes. A continuación les daré un resumen acerca de la información que se ha sido dada en esta conferencia de prensa. El alcalde Greenberg nos dice que con las temperaturas peligrosamente frías que se nos viene en camino, estamos tomando las medidas necesarias para mantener nuestra seguridad segura, y a medida que la temperatura baje, necesitamos que todos, mientras sea posible, permanezcan en sus hogares, y si es necesario salir, que lo hagan con mucha precaución. El equipo de remoción de nieve de Metro está listo. Más de 200 personas y 200 piezas de equipaje están preparados para reportarse el día domingo por la tarde y trabajar si es necesario las 24 horas continuamente para asegurarnos de que las carreteras se mantengan en buena condición de manejo. A continuación también, si quiere seguir los esfuerzos del equipo de remoción de nieve, puede visitarnos, puede seguirnos en nuestras páginas y nuestras redes sociales. La Agencia Protectora de Animales recomienda a los residentes que traigan a sus mascotas al interior de su residencia. Y si usted por casualidad ve alguna mascota que está en la intemperie, por favor usted puede llamar el 502-473-7387 para reportar animales que necesiten cuidado. Reciba alertas de emergencia inscribiéndose al sistema Lens Alert, y ese es LENS Alert, y al servicio Smart 911, o sea, el Smart 911, para recibir actualizaciones meteorológicas y de otro tipo de seguridad. Envíe un mensaje de texto con la palabra Lens Alert al 67283 para registrarse y recibir actualizaciones. El Departamento de Bomberos de la ciudad recomienda a los residentes que tomen precauciones para mantenerse seguros en sus hogares debido a este clima. El uso de generadores, por favor no use generadores en ningún interior y ni los active en ningún garaje que esté adjunto a su casa. Y si los usa, que los mantenga por favor a 10 pies de distancia de cualquier estructura. También existen los peligros de monóxido de carbono. Nunca caliente un vehículo dentro de su garaje que esté junto de su casa. Calefactores portátiles. Asegurarse de que esos dispositivos cumplan con los requisitos de la industria que los fabrica. Y también mantener una distancia de 3 pies a su alrededor de materiales que puedan ser combustibles. Y cuando utilice una chimenea, asegúrese de que haya sido mantenida por una persona que esté certificada en esa industria. El uso de velas se les pide que limiten para no incendiar, para no causar ningún tipo de incendio, pero si las usa, por favor mantener esa misma distancia de 3 pies y no las deje desatendidas. La Oficina de Servicios Comunitarios, la División de Personas al Hogar, eso es para los albergues y recibir ayuda para personas que se encuentran sin hogar. Usted puede llamar al número 502-574-5050 para recibir información en cómo formar parte de la operación Bandera Blanca. La Bandera Blanca estará en efecto mientras las temperaturas se mantengan bajas. También existe el número para la casa de albergues y ese número es 673-2337, abierto de las 10 de la mañana a la 1 de la tarde, los 7 días de la semana. También puede llamar el 311-311 o visitar nuestra página de web de la ciudad a louisvilleky.gov. El Departamento de Escuelas Públicas enviará un aviso el martes a las 5 de la mañana habiendo ya hecho la determinación si va o no a haber clases ese día y esa semana. Y por último, el servicio de energía LG&E avisa de que la seguridad es la prioridad más importante para esa organización y sus socios. Y recuerda a sus clientes y al público en general que se mantengan alejados de cables caídos, que los traten como si estuvieran energizados y si descubren alguna línea eléctrica que haya sido derramada por un árbol o cualquier otro efecto del clima, por favor llamar al 502-589-1444 para informar la ubicación. Gracias.
Thank you very much, Sal. We have time for one or two more questions if there are any others. Oh, I'm sorry.
Sorry, you mentioned that libraries, community centers will be open during business hours, which does not include Monday. Could you reiterate if any will there be warming centers on Monday?
There will be some warming centers that are available. I believe the neighborhood place locations are open on Monday. And again, through the weekend, if necessary, libraries are operating at their regular hours, as are community centers. It's only on Monday with the MLK Junior holiday. Well, thank you all very much, Deputy Mayor David James, Deputy Mayor Nicole George, myself, our entire administration will continue to be monitoring all of this 24/7 over the coming days. We will make sure that Metro government does everything it can to provide the resources necessary so that everyone in our community is safe, stays safe, and that the public has all of the information that they need as well to stay safe and warm during these cold temperatures that are entering our city over the coming days. Thank you all very much. Stay safe, stay warm.